Stew Lies is a pretty good episode of The Simpsons. This is the 16th episode of the 36th season. This is directed by Debbie Bruce Mahan, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. This one starts off in a way that's very fun, but very, very irritating. Lisa is copying Bart, just for a little bit, so Bart decides to get his own back and copy Lisa for a very long period of time, and it is so annoying. I absolutely hate that in real life. But within the episode, it was quite good fun, and Lisa ends up writing a note, and she gets Bart to obviously copy reading this out, and it was really beautiful and really emotional, and they hug, and it was a really, really sweet moment. Then the main narrative kicks in. It did take a little bit of time to get to this point, but I was still enjoying it. And this is because a character called Thad, voiced by John DiMaggio, is the host of a show called Dude vs. Food, where he competitively eats food, and he becomes unwell, and Homer, clearly his biggest fan, is really upset by this. He visits him in the hospital, and to cheer him up, he takes him to Homer's secret smelling place. Also, I loved Thad's shirt. I love the shirt he's wearing. I thought it was really good fun. And they go to Homer's secret smelling place, which is a place where Homer can smell every meal in Springfield. And it's quite a sweet moment, actually. And they end up following their noses to follow one particular scent, and they end up at Fat Tony's house. They managed to sneak past security. Well, there wasn't a lot of sneaking involved, and I rather liked the explanation. I found that to be good fun. While they're there, Fat Tony tells the story of this stew, and yeah, it was fine. I didn't find that to be that interesting, but it was essential for moving the narrative forward. And it's quite secret. The recipe itself is very secret, and Fat Tony's not willing to share that, but he was willing to tell the story at least. And the next thing we know, Thad's got a new TV show where he steals people's secret recipes, and the first show is about the stew of violence. Fat Tony's top secret stew. How did he get the recipe? Well, he was wearing backwards sunglasses that recorded everything. I have to say, quite clever, but now I will not trust anybody wearing backwards sunglasses. That being said, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody wearing backwards sunglasses. Maybe this will start a trend. Who knows? And not only is Fat Tony obviously annoyed that Thad stole his recipe and is about to reveal it to the world, but Fat Tony's in danger because he wasn't necessarily meant to have the recipe. It was meant to go to the son of the person who created the recipe. And now the son knows that Fat Tony has it, and the Prussians are now after Fat Tony. So he is in danger, and Homer's life is in danger because Fat Tony is blaming Homer for this. And, well, they then end up running up to Homer's secret smelling place. And the Prussians find him, and there's a really random moment where all the kids are just suddenly dancing, which was quite bizarre, and I might be missing something. There might be something there that I'm not aware of, but I certainly found it to be quite fun nevertheless. And we have quite a sweet moment, and when they're up at Homer's secret smelling point, obviously it seems like their life is in danger. They've been caught. Fat Tony's going to be killed by the Prussians. But actually, just as they're in that moment, this scent wafts up from all of these houses in Springfield. Everybody's making the stew of violence. And Homer turns to Maximilian, the son of Wilhelm, who created the recipe, and Homer says to him, and this is so sweet, he says, "Now that the world has his recipe, your father will never truly be gone." And every time he smells that recipe, it's like his father has created again, like his father has made his favourite dish, and it's a really beautiful moment. And I don't cook, I can't cook, I have no interest in cooking, and I don't really have any family recipes, but I know that is a quite common thing where generations will pass down to the next generations, not necessarily secret family recipes, but certainly signature dishes. And if they taste that dish, it reminds them of their parents or their grandparents or whoever passed the dish on. And I think there is a lot of emotion in this. And I feel like that was, if you can relate, I think that would be a really, really moving moment. And I thought it was very well done. And it was a nice way to wrap up the story. We then end the episode after the credits begin with Bart and Lisa years into the future Bart's still copying Lisa, which I have to say was a little bit unbelievable because I kind of liked the hug that they had. It drew a line under it, but this means that Bart has once again started copying Lisa. I guess it's not so much unbelievable, more so I just didn't want it to happen. But nevertheless, years into the future, Bart is doing this and Earth gets obliterated. And it was fun. I liked it. So not a bad episode. Stu Lies is definitely not one that I'd skip. If I'm binge watching season 36, quite happy to watch it again. I don't know if it's one I'd ever seek out. If I'm randomly in the mood for an episode of The Simpsons and I just want to put on a random episode, I doubt it would be this one. But when I'm watching this season again, which I will do at some point, then yeah, I'd be quite happy to watch this again. All things considered, I thought Stu Lies was not a bad episode with some pretty sweet moments in it.